everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Whoops, not that one. Good evening. I'm trying to get it set up here for our reading today. Bear with me a moment. I want to look at the coronation. Let's take a look at what's going on here. What happened? And yeah, what's going on? So much, and so bizarre. So many bizarre things happening that I don't know. To me, it seemed like there's like some psyop activity here. Like they're trying to excite people in all different directions with this. And so, first, I'm going to start with. What should we start with here? Um, Let me start. No, not there. All right. I will get to him later. I mean, come on. Come on. I feel like we're in some kind of comedy. Is this the new comedy show here? Um Putting this stuff up. Maybe we'll start with Megan. So Megan allegedly didn't go, but some people suspect she may have gone in disguise as this person, this old man here. And he does have her nose. And Hollywood with their, you know, what was that movie called again with Robin Williams, Mrs. Goodfire, not Goodfire. What was her name again? Oh, something like that, where he dressed up as a woman and he was very convincing looking. I mean, could this does look like a Hollywood prosthetic kind of thing going on? Quite possibly. I mean, the glasses look very Hollywood. The hair, it looks like a wig. Uh, Yeah, it has her nose. It's definitely her nose. The glasses are pushed all the way down. You see the other men, they're wearing their glasses, they're all the way up their nose. But this person's obviously trying to disguise their nose, it looks like. They don't look like normal glasses that an older gentleman would be wearing. They look like very large to disguise the face. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? We'll take a look at that. So there's just so much craziness with this. Now, at the time of the coronation, of course, Megan claimed that she was going to stay home and have a party with Archie, and she invited all the witches and of her cabal there, Oprah and whatnot. Let me just check. Everybody can hear me here. Let me do a sound check real quick. Let me see. Switch. Haven't done a live here in a while, so still getting settled in. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone enjoyed the coronation. If you watched it, I watched bits and parts of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
You want a ring like this?
But it looked like a beautiful ceremony. Now, another thing I noticed that around the beginning of the coronation was that there was a crackdown on protesters, from my understanding, from what I saw. It seemed that they used facial recognition and they shut down protesters even before they could start, is what the message I got. I watched bits and parts. Okay. So, sound is working, which is good. So, it seemed to me there was a clampdown, big time, on any but there was one protester I saw that Meghan and her team must have hired to put up "People's Princess Meghan Markle." I was like, "Oh, how much did you get paid?" That was so obvious. I mean, actually making posters with a big picture of Megan on it saying "People's Princess." Oh my God. It was like, come on now. That psyop is just too ridiculous. This is what I'm talking about. It's like one psyop after another. This whole thing was like an exercise in PR propaganda. You know what I mean? So that's why I was just like, ugh, like you can't even enjoy a traditional ceremony. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Jenna. I mean, it was just there was so much nonsense going on with the psyops, in my opinion. I found it distracting. Did H go to Cali? I don't know. So I'm going to be looking at. Well, first I'm going to look at this article about Megan and her hike here. So allegedly, at the time of the coronation, she was walking through the doing a hike there with her buddy and Marcus Anderson, who always is always around. And look, she's wearing the hat again. Now I should point out, because if she's really at the coronation, right? If this is her, then you have to say, well, do they have a video of her on the day of the coronation? Because they're only pictures from what I see, and they're all from Backgrid, right? And Splash. I mean, two places that she pays, right? Backgrid. Backgrid is her, right? Backgrid is she pays them, right? So these pictures could have been taken days in advance, for all we know. And look at this outfit that she's wearing. What the hell? This girl cannot dress. She goes dressed all in black with a funny looking hat. That's her hiking, apparently. That looks like Marcus Anderson next to him. So he looks dressed kind of normal, but she's just, I don't know what the heck she's wearing there. She's so funny looking. I mean, it's always a thing. So no party pictures, of course, right? Because she's not going to share private pictures of her birthday party with Archie for free. You know, People Magazine's going to pay a few million. We all know that by now. But of course, she wanted to put something out because she does want her, time with the PR here. So one of my Patreon members has asked a question. We gotta look at this. Meghan and Harry separating. If you want to ask questions, you can join me on Patreon. You can ask one question, $5 a month. You can one question a month. And $10, you ask two questions a month, or one personal question read for a reading. But anyways, this person said, please tell me channel reading. Well, I don't channel, I just do readings. It's fine. Megan put something in the Daily Mail about hiking in California with Marcus Anderson, and she looked like something was wrong, and Marcus was with her. Was the success of the Coronation at Windsor concert with Katy Perry and others? Yeah, what was Katy Perry doing there? Uh-huh. Satanic connections, just saying. And others, were they too much for her? I mean, Katy Perry did look great. I'll give her that. You know, the Satanists know how to dress. That's all I gotta say. They dress well. I mean, Harry even looked pretty decent for him, right? So, but Katy Perry there, I was like, huh? Um, the only mention of Archie's birthday was that it was authentic. Yeah, can you believe she used authentic? There's nothing authentic about this entire thing. It's as authentic as her plastic surgery face. So she wants to know, did Megan, how did she feel about the coronation going off as a success? There's an old birthday party picture. Of course, there are a lot of funny pictures of Harry, and he raced out afterwards. Like a video of him. So yeah, so let's look at Megan and how she felt about the coronation. Apparently, this person wants to know. So hey, I aim to please. So here we go. How did Megan feel about this coronation? How did she feel it went? She did have her little protesters, the little People's Princess sign. Did you see that? I'll pick up a picture of it. It's so ridiculous. And then, of course, they had the woman from BBC say that the balcony was so terribly white. So they're bringing the racism in again, which of course is part of the globalist agenda. They want to divide and conquer people, and do it on race, do it on religion, et cetera, et cetera. So they're still pushing the race thing, as well, with Meghan, with the leaking the letter to Charles about, unconscious bias that came out, a week or two before the coronation. So that's all part of the globalist divide and conquer agenda, and they're still Meghan and Harry still pushing it. But it was really toned down, and people are tired of it. They're sick of it. It's just enough already. I mean, imagine if a white person went to Africa and there was a ceremony with the royalty there, and they said, "Oh, it's terribly dark up in that ceremony." I mean, you see how ridiculous it is, but they're still pushing it. I mean, the globalists don't care. They're going to push this ridiculousness, and they're using the mainstream media, which of course the BBC is part of the global. They're all the mainstream media. I never watch it anyways. The mainstream media, because they'll lie. It's all propaganda from and psyop from the globalists. There's no point in it. They're only trying to instigate you. It's best to ignore them, really. Okay, dude, but I guess you can't avoid it if you want to watch the coronation. I found myself like trying to pick very carefully who I wanted to watch the coronation through. I didn't want to give the click to like the BBC or or CBS or ABC or any of the mainstream. I would try to find like a more alternate link to view it, live stream to view it through. Yeah, but anyways, back to Megan. So how did Megan feel the coronation went? It was a nice ceremony. Um, from what I saw, like I said, I didn't sit through the whole thing. Like I said, I don't have the tenacity to do that. So let's see. How did Megan feel in general? How the coronation went without her? She's such a pain in the neck. How did she feel about it? How did Megan feel about the coronation in general? Let's see what we get here. So in general, sacrifice. Uh-huh. So here we get the rainbow, the New World Order rainbow, and there's Megan. So we got a couple of things here. This was a sacrifice for her to give up her time to shine, which we all know she loves so well. I mean, people are really surprised she didn't go because she just loves being in the spotlight so much, right? For her to pull back and not be in the spotlight, wow, that was a major sacrifice for her. But she felt like this was part of the New World Order plan there, that she's trying to be like this religious figure, kind of like, look, the the diverse member of the royal family wasn't on the balcony, and she's acting like she's a sacrificial lamb here, like she was sacrificed, that she was cut off. She can play the victim, in other words. She wants to try to play the victim. Like, poor her, if she had gone, all the attention would have been on her, and she didn't want that. No, no, not Megan. And also she's acting like, so when she said that, that was in the news. She actually said that all the attention would be on her. So she was showing now, look how kind she's being to Charles by sacrificing her time to shine. She's like, I'll stay out of the way so you can shine. I'll s I'll poor me, if I went, I'd be accused of taking attention away from you. So she's playing the victim here, but she's also doing the divisiveness with the race car and the race, bringing in that dividing and conquering people with that. So this was, necessary for her new world order, working with the globalists. She takes orders from the globalists, the Satanists. So then what happened? The waiting game. The waiting game. Yeah. So she's biding her time. Tick tock, tick tock. Their plans. She's coming out with her own spin here. See these circles like spinning around. She's gonna be, she's waiting. She's like, she's going to wait a little bit before she comes out with more, but she will. There's a time, there's a organization to, what she's going to pop out with the next step of the agenda. So right now she's sitting back and waiting for her moment to start, flinging accusations of racism again, and whatever, with a book or with her podcast or Netflix. So right now she's going to wait a little bit, it looks like. Playing the waiting game. Mm-hmm. You get the intuition card. So she's going to be quiet. This is like the secret card. She's behind the door. and with the shine there. I see the shine there, like that's the mainstream media, the attention. She's like hiding behind the door, being quiet and secretive for now. Of course, she's hiding the pictures of her alleged birthday party, which they could stage at any time, right? I mean, you're dealing with a toddler who's not going to know the difference. So, so they should go quiet for a while and figure out, waiting for the right moment to spin things and probably doing her hoodoo voodoo. And I also think that she was doing her anti if she was at home, which I'll look at. But I think she was probably doing an anti-coronation ceremony there, or a satanic version of it. Although it looked pretty satanic too. Now, what's interesting is people thought that Grim Reaper. This kind of looks like a Grim Reaper robe a little bit. I mean, I know it's a monk's robe, but could be the Grim Reaper. I wonder if she had something to do with that. Now people are joking around that, "Oh, there's Megan," right? But I think that she may have had something to do with that little stunt. I think that, of course, it did look very globalist, satanic. And of course, there has been unprecedented amount of death in the recent past, and continuing on. Don't know why. I wonder why. But anyways, I do think that possibly the Grim Reaper thing was part of her. I'm getting that vibe here from that outfit there. But it was so obvious. Like, I mean, you can't tell me they didn't know the camera was watching. And, the way the Satanists, globalists work is they want to get out into the public eye. Like, they see the coronation is where the public, all the attention and mental focus of the public, and that's the perfect time to do a curse or a spell. And so when they know people are all watching and all the eyes and the energy of that, the spiritual energy, they're going to pull something like that. I mean, maybe that's part of the reason why I wouldn't watch it live. Like, I had no intention of watching it live because it just, that they can manipulate that. It's like magical properties with that. So that's why it's like it looks funny to me. It's just like, what are they doing? But it is, a powerful thing that so many people saw. And Grim Reaper with that, I mean, it's ridiculous almost. It's like, you gotta be kidding me with this. I mean, that's why I see it anyways. I mean, it just looks so hokey and B movie, horror movie kind of thing, and that nobody explained who he was. Like, back in the old days when we had real media with journalism, which we don't anymore, obviously. Have you noticed that, like, not one journalist, I mean, unless I've missed it, let me know, but not one journalist has gone to find out who was that person? Why was he walking across there? In the old days when you had real journalists who could ask questions before the globalists took over and offed them all off or fired them, when you had real journalists, they would go and investigate and say, "Hey, who was that? Hey, can we talk to him?" And they would interview the guy. You know what I mean? But nowadays, it's like they just put it up and nobody even investigates it. Nobody, even though the whole world is watching and wondering who the heck that is, and you know what I mean? So that just shows you how dead journalism is and what a joke the mainstream media is. They don't even bother looking into it, right? They don't even care. I mean, they just flip to the next news story, right? It's just ridiculous. So we'll never know, even though we should know if we had any good journalists, which we don't. And the end result, prosperity reversed. Uh-huh. So yeah, she's upset that she couldn't merch herself like Harry did, but she got Harry to get merched, right? Harry was wearing Dior and Dior tweeted about it. Right? So she was she was unhappy that she couldn't merch it and use it to try to bring up her family tree connections there. I mean, that's where she gets all her money from, right? You get the family tree, the royal family, and you get the connected all the getting the money from that. And she couldn't do that. She couldn't merch this, so it was a disappointment to her that she couldn't make some money off of this and merching whatever and getting freebies because if she were going she'd be getting all kinds of free clothes and shoes and purses and whatnot, but she's planning on something else. She's going to use this to play the victim again, use it for a new world agenda, use it to of course there were, like I said, she had little things going on here or there with the people's princess, little protester girl there, and with um, the race baiting on BBC. So she did get a little bit. There's a little bit going on, but in general, she was disappointed. I think that she couldn't work something out with them because you notice here there's like two hands. So this is Meghan wanted to get her hand on top of the royal hand, right? She was trying. Her and Harry wanted an apology. They wanted this, they wanted that. They were trying to dominate the royal family, and it didn't work, right? It failed. Charles proved that he wasn't going to apologize to them, she wasn't going to get her Fulani Ngozi moment. And so she is disappointed that she wasn't able to get the upper hand here. It's like get the upper hand. Meghan wanted the upper hand with the royal family, but she didn't get it. And so therefore she lost opportunity there and lost monetizing opportunities. But she's going to, she's not giving up. She's going to be like, how do I spin this to make myself the victim again? So she's going to spin this in some way. And as the future goes on, she's going to use it and abuse it because that's what Megain does. So I kind of get like, disappointed that things are not going according to plan, but you know, she's going to keep trying. The globalists are going to keep trying. They're far from over with this agenda, right? So you're saying Harry looked terrible, the suit was terribly creased. Uh-huh. Yeah, someone said that was a nod to Megain. His suit was creased. Well, he looked better than he normally does, though, right? I mean, he normally looks like crap. So he looked a little less crappy. But of course, the feather in his face helped a bit, I think. Yeah, they should buy a steamer, right? How did they get so wrinkly? Is it all the drugs and they're rolling around with the drugs or something? Perhaps now. Yeah, there was pregnancy rumor, right? Didn't somebody start a pregnancy rumor about her? Say, oh, Megan's pregnant again. It's like, yeah, right. You believe that? Have a bridge, Brooklyn Bridge to sell you. So, all right. So let's go to Megan now. I've already gotten that Megan may be behind this somehow. Like she may be paid someone or one of her satanic buddies did this. I mean, come on. But again, this can be a powerful symbol, magical symbol to flash this on the screen. I don't know if you all remember during, I think it was 2020 in Australia on the news, there was a news clip where suddenly the news flipped over to a satanic ceremony and then flipped back again. Like it was an interruption of the news with a satanic ceremony. And everybody was like, what is going on here? Right. So, I mean, it's very potent, this type of using evil symbolism in the mainstream media, especially when the whole world is watching this coronation. So many people. Perfect time for the Satanists to push their little satanic spell work, right? And I don't know that creepy looking. What was that creepy looking hooded figure, the Grim Reaper, as they call it? What was the point of that? Really, I mean, it was just so out of place and obvious. Didn't it look comical in a way? It was kind of silly. Is it just me who just thought, come on now? You know, it's like, why don't they just, I don't know, just have a balloon floating by with, Snoopy on it or something? I don't know. I mean, it just seems so ridiculous. It was like, come on now. I mean, really, we're gonna be playing these little, Easter egg games, and of course, nobody in the media has any interest whatsoever in finding out, as far as I know. And maybe I'm wrong. I didn't really research seriously, but let's see. What was that? Yeah, the Paps just happened to get a pic of me. Well, that's not true. Backrid. She paid Backrid to be there. There's no way the Paps were waiting. You think the Paps are waiting outside mountain trails in case Megan and Marcus Anderson drop by? I mean, it's so ridiculous. And she tries to act like, oh, they just spotted me. I'm just walking here. She's really trying to recreate 1990s Princess Diana. You just can't do that. It's not the '90s anymore. Everything's changed now, you know? If she were authentically captured by random people, it would be like people on Twitter or wherever with their cell phone saying, "Oh, look who I saw." Like that would be authentic. But this when she's got her back grid there, I mean, it's so obvious that she called them and told them to be there and whatnot. But I question whether it's even that day. But first, let's look at the Grim Reaper guy. What was the deal with the Grim Reaper? What was the deal with that? What was the point? What was the point of that? Why? Why? Maybe I'll use the Mildred Harris cards today. I got the Mildred Harris cards out. What's the point of the Grim Reaper? Let's see if we can get some answers for the cards first. Let's see, what was the point? Let's see if we can get any information from this way. Oh, yeah, so I'm getting a Megan connection already again. Megan outshining the ceremony there, trying to do something to outshine it, doing something new. Yeah, because that's like the Ace of Coins there. That's the last card I got with the me gain connection there. And this one I'm kind of getting that's standing out to me now is the apple here. So you get the apple, like Adam and Eve with the apple and the tree in the Garden of Eden. Evil, trying to, because right, this ceremony, the coronation, is a Christian ceremony, right? It's supposed to be, you've got the crown with the cross on it, and you're supposed to be God giving the power to the king or the queen. And this is sort of the snake coming into the Garden of Eden and saying, "Here, take a bite of this apple. Let's put up this Grim Reaper figure with holding, I don't know if it was a scythe or a stick or whatever it was." So I kind of get that kind of vibe. Triumph, success. Again, showing strength here, the evil strength. Doing something new. It's like another ace. Saying, take that. Oh. Discontent and boredom reversed. So, someone who wanted to spice things up, like, this thing's going to be boring to me. I want to spice it up here. Somebody in the shadows here that maybe didn't go, or if they went, they were in disguise. Someone who's not getting that attention. This kind of reminds me of Megan staying home and staying out of the light there of the ceremony. There's a palace back there where the ceremony is happening. Somebody who's unhappy that they didn't go. I see Megan behind it. I got a Megan vibe behind this whole thing. Partnership and alliance. But I see this like Megan with her globalist and satanic alliance, her evil group there. So I get that it was like a little poke. It was like a little take that, ha, kind of moment. Because the security was so tight, right? That, like I said, the protesters were were stopped before they even entered the city limits, all right? It was like they're very strict. But somehow Megan with her connections there, were able to find someone who could do something like that at just the right moment, right? It's obviously very strategic. They knew exactly when the camera was going to be in that area and how to get somebody in there. Just so happen a black hooded figure that you can't see their face, right? Just happens to stroll by. What was the message of this? So I do get that it was um, a work of a message here. I get like a message. It's like a message, This is like take that. The evil eye here. You don't read these reversed or anything, but this is the Illuminati eye saying we're watching everything. We're watching the family here, watching the house. Family of Satanists there. So they were taking advantage of the fact that the whole world is watching, right? Because they always have this is always the symbol, right? The one eye symbol. Whenever you see the Satanists doing that, right? So They want you to know that they're in the house. They're in the house. They're in the house of God there, right? They were in a church, right? So, yeah. They're saying, "We're in the house. We own this house," and letting that be known on a worldwide scale. I don't know why I'm spinning these around. I shouldn't be spinning around these cards. These are Mildred Harris cards. You don't read these reverse. The wall. hmm Putting up a block there, kind of stopping. I don't know, stopping something. The ceremony. Fish. Hmm. Moon. Trying to make people get people all worked up with the scandal there. So yeah, I get sort of a message in the church there, blocking something. I kind of get this idea that blocking some sort of energies, or showing a dividing here. Let me see what is the normal, what is the usual. Let me look up what these cards mean traditionally. So the eye is omniscient knowledge, vigilance, honesty, and bearing witness. So it could be the globalist Illuminati Satanists saying, "We're witnessing this, we're here." The house here is having a sense of personal identity, family stability, a safe place. The wall is obstacles and separation, protection, and maintaining boundaries. Maintaining boundaries in the house here during the ceremony. Maybe trying to ward against any good energies, maybe. Trying to keep out God, perhaps. The fish is pregnancy, unconscious thoughts, good fortune, and may represent suspicion. I kind of get unconscious because, like I said, I think they're taking advantage of the power of the people watching, that they wanted to affect people unconsciously. And I also get that repeated here with the moon, which is also like the unconscious and the emotional state of people. It was like a jolt, right? It was like, what's that? And then you got people posting it saying, what's that? What's that? I mean, it's sort of, this is the lunacy, the dark emotions, wayward soul. So they were trying to upset people unconsciously during the ceremony. I mean, that's the thing about this whole ceremony. There was all these disruptions of a psychological psyop nature, right? It's like the racism and the uh, you know, uh, you know, Megan, is she coming or going? Or Harry coming or going? And oh, it's divisiveness in the family. Oh no, and all this nonsense. And of course, you'd have the normal, debate about what to do with the ceremony, who's invited, who's not, kind of thing. But then you also had, something like this, like just sort of um, causing more upsets and disrupting. They couldn't just have a nice ceremony go through the way it's supposed to go through. They had to do all kinds of things to attack the British culture and sovereignty, because of course the globalists don't want sovereign nations, and they want one world order, right? Like Prince Harry and Meghan say, global citizens. So they obviously, the globalists aren't going to be so supportive of you know this kind of. That's why I think there might be part of a war between the globalists or something. So I do see this as a magical, satanic, Illuminati, Masonic, however you want to look at it. They were letting people know that they were in the house. Maybe they were like, Charles, no. And they're trying to um, affect people on unconscious level and get people, because they wanted everybody talking about the hooded figure rather than, King Charles's coronation, basically. It's distraction, distraction. They're aiming to distract from the spirituality of it, right? Chalice can be seen as, the holy grail there. They wanted to distract from the spirituality of the moment. They wanted to separate people from unconsciously or consciously, but mainly unconsciously, from the holiness of the ceremony. Right? You didn't hear about the how holy it is supposed to be and how spiritual it's supposed to be. Instead, you heard about, who's wearing what outfit, and who's the hooded figure, and Harry's got a feather in front of his face, and it's kind of nonsense, which like pulls away unconsciously, it pulls and causes dissonance away from the spirituality of what it's supposed to represent, like the seriousness of the spiritual, positive spiritual, because of course the Satanists, the globalists are Satanists. They're very serious about spirituality as long as it's satanic. But anything that's Christian or holy, or any other religion, Muslim, Hindu, whatever, anything that's not Satanist, they're going to try to disrupt, block. They're trying to block that positive God energy, positive, cohesive, that brings people together. They don't want that. They're trying to block that, and they do that with their disruptions. Usually it's PR, and this is like the PR disruption. So this guy was evil. I think it was evil. I think Megan was connected to it somehow. It's her people, or she knew it was going to happen, possibly. Hey, maybe it was her. I don't know. Well, she can't be both. She can't be the old man and the hooded figure. I don't think she was the hooded figure, but I do think that it was a satanic Illuminati thing, just sort of disrupting the ceremony and the spirituality of it in an unconscious way, a spiritual way, right? Because the fish can also be taken as, Jesus, right? A symbol of, Jesus is the fish as well. So I'm getting with the cup and the fish. I'm getting that they were trying to disrupt the holy nature of the ceremony and bring in their little satanic edge to it, their little Masonic, edge to it. So their little spin thing, and put it out in the public eye and get it in everybody's unconscious, so that now when everybody thinks of the coronation, they're going to think of the Grim Reaper roaming by. Um, Perhaps they want you to connect King Charles with death, and all the deaths happening, and say, "Oh, blame King Charles," because on an unconscious level, when you make that alignment in PR, it's called aligning, right? Just like Meghan's constantly aligning herself with Princess Diana. I mean, let me pull up that picture. I mean, I don't know if you saw it. It probably did, but let me just pull it up anyways. It's so ridiculous. This girl with her little, um, sign there. I mean, it was so. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's so obvious PR. Okay, let me just pull this up. It's just so ridiculous right here. Here's one article about it. Ugh, just get out of this. I hate these cookies. They always want you to accept cookies. All right, so where's this woman? They got a picture. There she is. See that? Now, come on. Come on now. I can't close this video. Come on. So you had this happening. So you're gonna tell me, and they try to make it real simple looking, right? Like it's just some little girl at home with her magic markers. Yeah, she just happened to find this huge picture of Megan's face, right? Or maybe she printed it out, possibly. But this was going on. It's like, you gotta be kidding me, right? You gotta be kidding me. The people's princess. Really? Really? I mean, are there I don't buy it for a second that there's a group of people out there who are like, "Oh, Megan's the people's princess, just like Diana." So you see, Megan's continuously to this day desperately grasping at aligning herself with Princess Diana. And of course, she's not going to pass up the coronation event, as where all the world's, publicity, everybody in the world's watching that, people from all over the world, I should say. So she's not going to give up, from a magical, satanic, spiritual, manipulative PR way. She's not going to give up that spotlight without doing something, right? So obviously, yeah, so obviously she's behind that, no doubt. And it's just so obvious. People's princess. I mean, is anybody really see, unfortunately, people that don't follow this are gonna think this is real. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna think there's actually people out there who think she's the people's princess. That's what concerns me, is that people who don't know how manipulative, with the PR and with the, oh, here's another one. Oh my god. I mean, you gotta be kidding me with this. So here's another one, and this must have been Sussex Squad, I guess, that she pays, obviously. Princess of our hearts. And notice she's wearing a mask. And by the way, I don't know if you've heard of Celeste Solum. Celeste, Celeste, Solum, Solum. She is on Rumble, and I cannot recommend her videos enough, because she has a website that she wrote an article about the masks and the spiritual significance of it, and how it's satanic, at shepherdsheart.life. She has a website. And so the masks, of course, we know all the evil with the Antifa, and they're still wearing the masks, even though you're not supposed to wear masks anymore. So obviously, here we are in 2023, and this girl's wearing a mask. And so you have to ask why. Masks are not required anywhere. Um, there's no reason to be wearing it. The only reason, nobody else is wearing a mask, right? Either, because nobody's. So, and of course, she's the one holding the sign of Megan saying, Princess of our hearts, right? So if she's so in love with Meghan Markle that she really thinks that Meghan Markle is princess of her heart there, why is she hiding her face? Why does she not want to be recognized? Why is she disguising herself? Uh, this is a satanic thing. Masks are a very evil thing. It's in the Bible, which Celeste Solum points out, the reverses and whatnot. And the fact that here we are in 2023. Now, remember, the Biden administration didn't want to let go of those masks, right? They were forced to stop demanding mask wearing. They wanted to keep. If Biden and the globalists had their way, we would still be wearing masks everywhere today. They wanted everybody wearing a mask. So this just tells you, number one, it shows the globalist connection here with the mask. But number two, that how fake and phony this is, that this person who supposedly loves Megan so much, but she had to go out and make a pretty little sign with little hearts and a big blow up of Megan's ugly mug. Um, but at the same time, she's going to disguise herself. She doesn't want anyone to know who she is. I mean, it's so obvious what a scam this is, what a globalist scam. And this woman does not want you to know who she is. She does not want to be recognized or found out on social media, because she knows that she does not really support Megan or think Megan's her people's heart here. She thinks that she's just getting paid to do this. So if you're a paid Sussex Squad member, you're gonna get the money, and you're gonna make your little sign, and then Megan's gonna approve it, because these pictures are approved by Megan. You know that she's not gonna let you just use any picture, and then she's going to notice "Not My King" is right along with it. Coincidentally, not. But the fact is, they were paid to do this, obviously, because they don't want to even be recognized. Yeah, wearing a mask in 2023. You notice the people saying "Not My King," the anti-monarchists, they don't have a problem showing their face. They're like, yeah, that's how I feel. But the one with Meghan Markle, she's hiding her face in shame. She either because she's a Sussex Squad Satanist, or she knows she doesn't really believe that, and she's just paid to do it. It's so obvious. But I don't know, the general population that don't follow Harry and Meghan, are they buying this whole people's princess thing? They really think that it happened, like it's organic? I don't know. I don't know. You said your mother-in-law supports MM. Wow, sorry to hear that. We won't talk about the royal family, as we don't agree. Well, see, that's the globalist agenda, to divide people. It's divide and conquer, right? So they're doing it with race, nationality, religion. So this whole thing with Meghan and the royal family is also to divide people in Britain, mainly because it's mostly a divisive topic there, mostly, but also in the U.S. They're bringing it to the U.S. too. They want to drag Americans into it. But of course, they're bringing the BLM, globalist BLM, Antifa into it with a race card. But this is all a globalist agenda to divide and conquer because there's billions of us and only a few globalists. So if we all turned against the globalists, Bill Gates and all the rest of them, Bloomberg and Larry Fink, BlackRock, and all these people who are killing us and trying to start a famine, then they want to divide us so that we're too busy fighting each other that we're not going after the real culprits. So yeah, of the globalist agenda here. But I digress. I'm going on and on about globalists. I apologize. So what else do you want to read about? Oh, you want to see how Harry feels about how things went? I assume some people might want to know. How does Harry feel? His little, his the whole ceremony went. His whole coronation appearance. He got a lot of attention. He must have been happy getting his attention there. He was smiling and laughing. I love the red feather in his face. That was funny. Yeah, he had to stand behind the red feather. So now you get the candle and the feather. I have to update my introduction with a red feather now. Oh, look at that. Flipped over. Victory and success reversed. There's a red feather. So I think that he feels like, he lost in this. He didn't get his apology, but he still went. He had to give in to the crown. So he wasn't happy about that. And he didn't get away with more. I think he was trying to do more he didn't get away with. Disruptions reversed. See, him and Megan had more disruptions planned. I think that they had more protests. But like I said, Charles locked down on those protesters big time. Like they used facial recognition and they stopped them before they even entered the city. So it was a big crackdown. A lot of people were talking about it. The magician here. So Harry, he's trying to do his magician, his Illuminati thing there. I think he probably helped Meghan with the ooh, but he's still very separate. He feels completely out of the royal family right now. They are not together at all. He has been brainwashed. I mean, I see this kind of as a brainwash guard too. Like Harry's mind, he's totally on Megan globalist brain programming, and you see kind of the brain blowing up here on top. So it's kind of like the being, that nowadays DARPA can. I was Celeste Solemn thing was saying that DARPA can control people through sending messages to the brain through lasers or whatever it is. Um, I'm not scientist, but I know that they do, put messages in people's minds, and I think that's what they're doing with Harry here. I'm seeing this as like this laser kind of like coming from the sky or somewhere else, putting thoughts into his head and keeping him under control with Megain there. Yeah. So Harry's under control of Megan, the globalists, and he just did what he was told, but he could not disrupt. He could not disrupt the ceremony. He was kept back from being able to disrupt anything. He's never felt more divided from them. He's like, it's really over. See the cup reversed. The cup is the spiritual ceremony here, right? Which is the coronation. And it's just, they're totally divided after this. It's like the queen is gone, and any chance that Harry and Meghan would get that what they want is gone with I think with King Charles. They're not getting Harry is gonna they're gonna be playing hardball with King Charles. And I think King Charles is gonna play hardball with them because he's more separated than ever. Harry really hates his father and Camilla, as we know. He said it quite plainly in his book. He doesn't even try to disguise it. So I think that's the main reason why also that he's completely separated. So he's not happy as a Cups. He's very unhappy, but he's also brainwashed. He's under mind control. He's like, I don't think even know if he even knows who he is anymore, really. I mean, when you're under that amount of influence. But him and Megan, him and Megan were not victorious. They were not able to get their apology. They were not able to get what they wanted. So it's causing more of a separation there for sure. So Not happy. He was not happy, and he left right away, right? He rushed right to the waiting car and zoomed right back to Montecito. They tried to claim that he flew commercial and they said he flew private out, but I don't buy that for a minute. I think we all know him and Megan only fly private jet everywhere they go. We all know that. It's like a joke when they try to claim in the mainstream lying media that they flew commercial. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see pictures from passengers. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh. Well, I don't know about Harry being possessed. Well, they're all possessed. They're all possessed, I think. And they're trying to get us possessed. That's the whole point of this transhumanist stuff. To remove the God gene and to shell out and again, I can't say it enough. Celeste Solum. I've been listening to her. She's fascinating. They're trying to. That's why you had Giordano and DARPA talking about removing the God gene from the genetics with CRISPR technology, right? So they take away the God gene and then they fill you up with nanotechnology through the food, through the air, wherever, water, and then they make you less and less human because basically what they're trying to do is get rid of your soul so they can put in a demon so a demon can just take over. They want to possess everybody. They want to bring all the demons from hell and put them in the human bodies of people. That's the long-term spiritual significance. Isn't that crazy? That's what I'm hearing. And it does seem like what they're doing with this transhumanist agenda. It's not about living forever as a human. It's about not making you human anymore and giving a demon your body is the real agenda, just so you know. That's what Celeste Holm is pointing out. It's like, what? So they want everybody to be possessed by the end of the day. That's what they're working on. That's what the globalists are working on. They want everyone possessed. Don't you love it? Or not? I'm just being sarcastic there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's unbelievable. So let's see. Is Harry already possessed? He's already mind controlled for sure. I think he's very evil. Harry has been very evil, and he's getting more and more evil with time. Let me see. I'll use the little cards. They're fun. People like the little cards. Let's use the Mildred Harris cards for the question. Again, yes, no is difficult, but we'll see. Does Harry have a chance of saving his soul, or is he gone? What's the status of Harry's soul here? Is he going to hell or what? Is he already in hell? Does the devil own him? Let's see what I get here. Cauldron, witchcraft, spells. That's what they're trying to do to all of us. They're doing a lot of witchcraft. Oh, and by the way, that they're supposed to. I'll leave it away. Puppet, mind controlled, total mind control. He's a puppet. He's being controlled by the satanic witch cult, witch group that Meghan and Hillary Clinton and Oprah and Serena Williams all belong to. Yeah, Harry's a puppet of Meghan's cabal, the globalist cabal that she's a part of. He's just a plaything. He's a marionette. Meghan's got the strings, and Meghan and her gang there, and they're controlling him. He's completely controlled. This is 100% controlled. He has no mind left. He's just a zombie. They control everything. He's worse than possessed. I mean, he might be possessed as well. I mean, but he's definitely, the unseen hand here, the hand coming in. Hmm. What's going on here? And I also get water, and I get key. Oops, key up right here. Water key. He's definitely handled. He's got a handler, right? When you're mind control, definitely get mind control. Is he possessed? Let's see. I think he's got to be. I mean, what else? I mean, that's what the demon cabals use. Are demons, right? Fire, spirituality. There. He's there to help destroy the royal family. He's a key. His genetics. Okay, everything's about genetics nowadays, right? Everything's microcosm. So his genetics are the key to destroying the royal family. That's why Harry's obviously so important, and so are the idea of having children. Because as long as they get their hands, the globalists get their hands on your DNA, they have everything they need to control you and to potentially kill you. Now it's at the point where they have your DNA and from PCR tests and from any blood tests you get, anything you do where you give blood, they get your DNA and they give it to the globalist system, the AI system. And if they wanted to, if they want to kill you, all they have to do is take your DNA, put it in a little kill bot thing they have, and that bot can go and direct uh, exactly to you specifically. You have like your DNA is like an ISP address, and they can just kill you. They could make something of a virus or anything that would just kill you. I mean, that's how specific it is now with the DNA and with weaponry. So that's why it's so that the new war is genetic here, and I'm getting that. That's why Harry and the children and the DNA is so important to their plan and also with their magic. With their satanic plan with the cauldron here, the Satanists, and the controlling the fate of the royal family and Britain through Harry and the genetics and through Meghan controlling. I mean, that's why Meghan was standing on stage hugging her belly like it was the greatest thing alive because she knew, aha, oh, it's a feather. There's the feather. The feather in Harry's face. That's also spirituality. It's also a symbol of spirituality. Yeah, Harry and his DNA are the key to destroying um, the spiritual nature of the royal family. And of course, again, the coronation was a spiritual ceremony, right? It's a spiritual, and there's a lot of symbolism, and it brings people together emotionally. Bring it for it's part of your identity if you're British, right? So very important. And for Harry, the key to the globalists and Meghan and her spiritual Satanists, witches and Satanists, to get a control over the British destiny is to control Harry, which they are doing. Harry's just a puppet, and to destroy the spirituality of the royal family in general, to the genetics there. And so now that the globalists have Harry's DNA, so they know his brother and his father DNA, through that, they can make a bomb or a virus that would just kill royal family members, right? All they need is a little piece of DNA. Yeah. So I think that's the main thing. So it is a satanic thing. I mean, AI is controlled by Satan. That's what this Celeste Solomon was saying. Is that the head of the whole operation is Satan. It's satanic. It's a way to bring. That's why they opened the CERN. It's a way to bring the demons and the devil, the Antichrist, into. It's gonna introduce the Antichrist, but it's also going to bring Satan in through the AI, because it brings it going to the quantum level, the tiny, tiny, level there, allows for the satanic spirits and whatnot, demons and whatnot. Yeah, so this water is like purity. It's going to represent purity, change, life, subconscious thoughts, mysterious feelings, but this is life, right? Harry's DNA is how they get control over the life of the royal family and of course, Harry. His life is in their hands. Yeah, he's the puppet. They control his life. Key is his DNA, as I see that, and destroying the spirituality of royal family and their spiritual power. Because they always say the crown always lands on the right head, right? Because there's a spiritual significance to the crown, right? And the whole process, a very powerful, unconscious and conscious, belief system that's part of the British culture, and they're trying to destroy that and everything about that because they don't want sovereignty, they don't want national identity, right? They want to. So this is a spiritual war, and they're using these DNA and Harry and controlling him, manipulating him, but also using his DNA and whatnot for their spiritual ceremony and symbolism to destroy the spirituality of the connection of the royal family to God, right? Because the royal family is supposed to be connected to God. So of course, the Satanists want to destroy anything that has anything to do with God. These globalist Satanists that Meghan and Harry are part of, they want to destroy any connection to God. They're trying to, and that's why they're trying to turn people transhuman to pull you away from God, cut that cord, and bring in the Satanist connections, demons and whatnot. Yeah, Celeste Solemn, Solum. I'll write it here. She's got on Rumble. Let me see. And she's got a website. See, I've just found her recently, and thank you to the person who introduced. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating. There's one celestialreport.com. Now, you go to celestialreport.com and the globalists don't want you to get the website, so you the first time you try to get it, it'll say it's not there. So try again, refresh and try again, and then it'll work. It's like, they're getting sneaky with how they're trying to keep the truth from us, right? I mean, they're not only, hiding web pages like 20 pages back, but they're also sometimes and making it look like, oh, danger, danger, this website. But they're also with her website. I notice every time I type in celestialreport.com, it tells me there's nothing there, and so that I have to do it again, and then it works. So just be aware that the globalists are trying to prevent people from accessing this information because she's military as well. She's retired now. She's an older woman, but she was also She's got a lot of connections and with DARPA and everything else. So she's very knowledgeable in a lot of things going on, and spiritual things as well. Very spiritual as well, very Christian. So yeah, so fascinating stuff, and I think Harry and Meghan are at the center of it. Yeah, the holy oil came from Jerusalem, right? So the feather was definitely protection during anointing. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, it's a very spiritual, right? It's about God. It's about connecting the royal family to God, and of course, the Satanists Harry and Meghan don't want that. They want to tear. They want to make the royal family to Satan. So they're trying to reverse that. It's a spiritual war. So they're trying to do what they can to divert the Christian connection and trying to say bring it to Satanism. And I think that's also why that Grim Reaper was there. It was like saying, "We are here. We're going to make you satanic. We're going to put ourselves out there." So now, on an unconscious level, people are connecting that evil influence with the coronation, right? So I mean, it's all these kind of funny things going on, but it's all very a lot of it is very spiritual and hidden, or done subtly and unconscious, influences. But it's definitely there, very powerful. But Harry and Meghan did not succeed. Harry did not succeed, and Megan's playing. Oh, I'll do one last question. Uh, yes, no is difficult, but I will look at that person that looks like they're Doubtfire. That's the name of it, Mrs. Doubtfire. The Mrs. Doubtfire. I'll end this off on the Mrs. Doubtfire. Is Megan the Mrs. Doubtfire here? I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Whew, excuse me. Yeah. So this very odd looking man, and not trying to make fun of anybody. I mean, it could be just that he looks like this, but the hair does look like a wig, and the glasses are bizarre, and the nose looks very. It's got. You can't miss the Megan knob on the nose, but again, I mean, it could be a coincidence. Maybe there's this old white man with Megan's nose. I don't know. Let's find out. Is there? This could be another game the Satanists are playing. Getting somebody that looks like her there. I don't know. Was that Megan? Was Megan actually there? Because now remember, the pictures from her hike are by Backgrid, and she could have gotten those taken before they left, right? And wearing that ridiculous looking outfit she's wearing. I mean, everything's so staged and fake and a lie. Satan is the king of lies, right? The father of lies. And so Harry and Meghan, everything they do is going to be a lie, just for lying's sake, just to be a liar, because they're evil. So I don't believe anything they say they're going to do or they claim they're going to do or doing. I don't believe a word or anything that they do. Everything they've done is a lie, from pregnancies to miscarriages, in my opinion, to alleged suicide tendencies. Everything they say is a lie. And they get so angry when the truth is revealed, that, like Piers Morgan, that they fire you. I mean, they're so satanic. Everything's a lie with them. But let's see, did Megan pull a Mrs. Doubtfire moment, wearing her disguise and going to the coronation? Let's find out. Again, yes, no is difficult, but let's give it a shot here. Was that Megan? Was that Megan? Let's see if I can get a card to pop out here. Was that Megan? Okay. Oh, Eight of Pentacles. Hard at work here. Knight of Swords. It might have been. I kind of get like a fighting back, uh, something that required a lot of work. It could have been. I could have been her. Hiding. Oh, here we go. Hiding. Six of Wands reverse. Hiding under the radar here. 'Cause this is if she went, it would be a big story, and she'd be parading around with her, you know, Illuminati globalists, tranny flags and whatnot, and she'd be wearing a cape, but instead hidden. This is like hidden, coming in undercover. Oh, it's possible. She could have done that. Yeah, hidden, and it would be like a F you to everyone. Like, "Ha! Y'all think I wasn't here, but I am." You think she's gonna let Harry out of her sight for a second? Yeah, so it was a lot of work. A lot of work putting on all that makeup and stuff. It could have been her. I'll go with a possible yes here. I'll go with a possible yes. Oh, this is flipped over. Three of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, experts involved with it hidden. Hidden collusion here, conspiracy. But didn't do the best job though with the nose. They should have changed the nose. And it kind of explains why the media hasn't pursued it, doesn't it? Because of course the media works for the globalists, Harry and Meghan, so they're not going to pursue this story either, right? But if we did have real journalism, they would pursue that too and say, who was that man, right? And find out who it was. So it's possible. I'll get indications here is possible. If they don't locate who that person is, if nobody knows, I'm gonna go with it was Megan in disguise. I absolutely believe it. She would do something like that. Because she had to be there with the narcissist that she is. She's not gonna want to miss out. Do I think a holy battle hovers over the crown and family? A holy battle hovers over the entire world right now, but because the coronation, it was a holy event in a way, it's a religious event, it's spiritual. It was definitely over the coronation for sure. Yeah, the whole world, we're all they want to entrap all of us, all of our souls. Anyways, so that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching, and take care. And until next time, stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.